Pam Bondi utterly failed at releasing any Jeffrey Epstein documents, but we just sent $4 billion to the exact people that ran the Epstein network. I've got to say, I was critical of Laura Loomer for a couple days here at how hot her take was coming out after Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi has now blocked Laura Loomer from her official government account, which is illegal. And more, it's looking like Pam Bondi was specifically put into this position to hide and cover up the Epstein documents. Because if you remember, Matt Gaetz was going to have that job. And Matt Gaetz clearly knew what was going on and was starting to speak openly about the intelligence connections that Epstein had to Israel. And then Matt Gaetz did not get that job because a scandal broke that turned out to be an Israeli blackmail sting targeting Matt Gaetz specifically to stop him from getting that job. You can't make this up. He didn't say it explicitly, but it was very clear. But it gets worse because Marco Rubio just announced that we're sending approximately $4 billion in military assistance to Israel on March 1st, just yesterday. And the very next day, Israel says it is stopping the entry of all goods and supplies into Gaza. That is a war crime. Starving out a population of mostly women and children that are trapped inside of a open air prison right at the start of their holy month of Ramadan, no less. And you can find videos floating around the internet today of Israeli officials specifically saying they should target the Palestinians during Ramadan because they're going to be weaker. And of course, by target, we don't mean send in special forces to attack Hamas. We mean starving the entire population of critical medical and food supplies. Collective punishment, the definition of a war crime. A definition that came out of the aftermath of World War II, no less, that was instated by the Geneva Conventions because we realized that during warfare, we don't ever want our world to stoop to this evil level ever again. But of course, there's always exceptions for Israel. This is just a fun gem that dropped from an Israeli source, the Jerusalem Post, just a few days ago. People that are still not figuring this out, that are like, oh my gosh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. How could they can't possibly control the U.S. You're ridiculous. It's a blackmail operation that targeted all of our top officials, including our president, heads of our banks, heads of our tech companies, heads of all of these branches of government. The director of our CIA under Joe Biden was a friend of Epstein. Yeah, it sounds impossible until 2019 happened and we arrested this dude and found out that there was the world's largest ever blackmail operation that had been targeting our entire country for decades successfully. All that blackmail is still in play. Israel still has it all. It's still keeping them under their thumb. And everyone that was blackmailed is still operating to cover it all up. Right now, the whole right wing is like, yeah, no more aid to Ukraine. Hooray, hooray. And they are just blatantly ignoring that we have given billions and billions of dollars to Israel in foreign military aid just since Trump took office. Oh yeah, did I mention that we also now have a new federal anti-Semitism task force that's going to go after American citizens for exercising their free speech, that they are not pleased with the fact that we are covering up for a child sex trafficking blackmail ring that's been targeting our country for decades? Man, that's some really bad free speech. We really better have a task force to go after that. It's not the First Amendment for a reason or anything. This is the thing that is going to destroy Donald Trump's legacy. This is the thing that is going to turn him from the guy that could have saved America from the most evil, vile, corrupt system ever. And I don't just mean Israel. I mean all the corruption. And some of what he's done has been great, but this is going to taint all of it. And if he keeps going down this path and this never comes out, Trump's entire reputation is going to get flushed down the drain. He will just be the man that could have saved America and then chose to side with the blackmailers that have been trafficking kids in order to control our politics, our banks, our entire way of life. And everyone that's going along with it right now and not advocating for full disclosure and getting loud, it's really disappointing. Like, children,